We meet again in Unit 9, and in this unit, we are going to discuss about a topic that I'm sure you will be interested. It is a topic that is interesting, and I think most of you will have passion about it. Okay, so we are going to talk about Indonesian culinary. Okay, let's start now. Indonesian food has been shaped by a number of factors, such as natural resources, history, geographical locations, and interactions with foreign people. Indonesian food is rich in variety and taste. An important factor that contributes to its diversity is the country's historical and cultural landscape. There are thousands of local food in Indonesia. Every island and region in the country seems to have its unique kinds of food. However, food from Java and Sumatra are considered to be more popular than those from other islands. This could be caused by massive exposure of the food by the media, as well as the big number of Javanese and Sumatran people traveling, working, and residing in different parts of the country and the world, introducing their food to the people in the host place. As a cultural practice, food vary from one place to other places. The differences may cover the ways it is prepared, cooked, and served, the ingredients, and even certain beliefs about particular foods. Ingredients made from preserved processed shrimp, for example, or shrimp paste, or terasi and petis, as you can find on the slide, yeah, in the picture in the left hand side of the slide. This is an example, a picture of terasi or shrimp paste. Shrimp paste, for example, are popular in Java and Bali, but not very well known in Papua. Food can also function as a symbol of social unity and gratefulness for God's blessings. Tumpeng, or a cone-shaped rice in Javanese cultures, for instance, are usually served to celebrate important events in one's life, such as the birth of a baby, graduation, marriage, etc. So the cone-shaped rice, yeah, or tumpeng in Javanese, it is called tumpeng in Javanese, is found, I think you can find it in the picture in the right hand side of the slide. Okay, so we are going to talk about Indonesian culinary development, which can be categorized into three phases, namely original phase, multicultural phase, and contemporary phase. Each phase has its distinctive ways in terms of food's preparation, ingredients, presentation, and the ways it is eaten. These phases form important foundations of Indonesian food cultures. These food cultures have been passed down from one generation to another, despite of the fact that some of them have been modified and adapted, many are still applied until today. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the first phase, which is original culinary phase. This phase refers to the periods of the great Indonesian kingdoms from the Hindu Kutai kingdom in Kalimantan in 400 AC to the Islamic Banten kingdom in West Java, which is from 1156 to 1580 AC. It is called original as it indicates the ways indigenous people prepared and cooked the ingredients taken from their natural surroundings without influences of other foreign people. The cooking methods in this phase are usually very simple, and the utensils used to cook them were made from natural materials such as wood and stone. The most common technique to cook the ingredients was steaming, and the main ingredients, such as cassava and rice, were usually wrapped in banana leaves. Now, we move on to the next phase, which is the multicultural culinary phase. So the second phase was characterized by the influence of various cultures from outside the archipelago in its food, arts, and cultures. Having a strategic location, traders in the archipelago had made business relations with business people from various parts of the globe, including India, Europe, Middle East, and China. European traders came to Indonesia in the 16th century in its goal to dominate the trade of the area's spices, such as nutmeg, cloves, peppers, and others. These European traders consisted of the Portuguese, who arrived in 1512, followed by the Spanish, the British, and finally the Dutch. The Dutch, who had dominated the spice trade and officially colonized the archipelago for more than 300 years, has influenced Indonesian culinary culture in many ways. An instance of this influence is a Dutch way of serving food called rijsttafel, or rice table on which many dishes are served with rice as the centerpiece. This culture has long been popular as a prominent symbol of colonial eating in Indonesia. In Sumatran culinary tradition, Indian influences are strongly visible. Sumatran curried meats and vegetables use a lot of herbs and spices that are commonly found in Indian food, such as cloves and nutmeg. In addition, Arabic culinary influences are also common in this area. The method of preparing pieces of meat can be from lamb or goat on skewers or satay is considered to be a noticeable example of Arabic influences. However, the marinade and peanut sauces that accompany the serving of satay can be said to be originated from Java. Chilies, which have been one of key signature characteristics of Indonesian food, were brought and introduced by the European colonists, namely the Spanish and the Portuguese. Religious influences are also contributing to the diversity of Indonesian food. The introduction of Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, and eventually Islam to the archipelago have brought their distinctive markers to Indonesian food. Nasi Thumpang, which we have already discussed before, or Nasi Thumpang kuning, or yellow cone-shaped steamed rice, can be traced back to ancient Hindu beliefs. The cone shape symbolizes the mythical Hindu mountain, Meru, whilst the yellow color is the color of royalty and worship. For most Indonesian people, rice is not just a staple food. It is also regarded as sacred and the manifestation of Dewi Sri, the Hindu goddess of prosperity and fertility. Okay, now we move on to the next and last stage, which is contemporary culinary phase. Global influences brought about by globalization is an important marker of this phase. Global food service chains such as Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, Burger King, and many others are examples of global food brands that enrich Indonesia's already diverse food. Not only the American food chains, globalization has expanded the variety of global food in Indonesia. Thai, Japanese, Korean, Indian, and French restaurants can be easily found nowadays in Indonesia, especially in urban areas. Unfortunately, traditional food appears to be marginalized as the waves of as the waves of the international cuisines are increasingly stronger. In the past few years, the government has taken initiatives to promote Indonesian traditional culinary and reappreciate it in the country. Relevant stakeholders such as business owners, industry associations, and educational institutions have been invited to promote Indonesian food to domestic and international markets. Nowadays, Indonesian traditional foods are not just sold and served at local food street hawkers or warung, but also in modern restaurants, high-end hotels, international events, international airports, and other modern venues. Okay, so I think I have already presented to you very briefly about the variety of Indonesian food and how rich it is in terms of its influences and in terms of its variety. So I hope it will stimulate you maybe to taste more of Indonesian food, and maybe it will stimulate you also to go to Indonesia and have a taste of the rich Indonesian culinary. Okay, thank you and see you in the next unit. Bye.